special guests for you to meet today. We have Maricopa County Attorney Bill Montgomery, as well as the Arizona Humane Society's President and CEO, Dr. Stephen Hansen. Thank you both for being here today.
Thanks.
Our pleasure.
County Attorney Montgomery, I'm going to start with you. I first want to give you huge props for making animal welfare one of your top priorities in your office.
Absolutely.
And also huge kudos to you for being the champion of a very important campaign designed to, raise awareness and save lives, especially when it comes to pets and kids in hot cars. This is the 4th year of the Don't Leave Me Behind campaign. And it's brought to bring awareness to the fact that, it's extremely dangerous for pets and kids to be left in hot cars during the summer. Tell us a little bit about the campaign.
Sure, and as you noted, we're in our 4th year, and this year we decided that we wanted to run the campaign for the entire summer season to cover all the hottest days that we're generally going to have in the Valley of the Sun. And it was geared towards initially prevention through education and awareness. Losing a pet or a small child because of vehicular heat stroke is a tragedy, no matter what may happen from a criminal consequence. And so rather than have to deal with that tragedy or have us have to deal with the after effects in prosecuting a crime, we wanted to get that message out. So this year we incorporated our rolling billboard, which for the first month made it all over the county.
We just saw a photo of that there. That's great.
And then with the hashtag Don't Leave Me Behind, we really pressed our social media campaign to get the message out. And we wanted to match our goal last year of 0 deaths. And last year we had 0 vehicular heat stroke fatalities among children or pets, which was the first time in anybody's memory. And we set out this year to replicate that. And unfortunately, about 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through the campaign, we had one weekend where tragically we had 2 small children die. We're going to stay at it.
All the more reason to just keep, the word out, keep trying to get the message out and make the community aware of how important this is. So, Dr. Hansen, I want to bring you in here. So much of the work that the Arizona Humane Society does is behind the scenes, working with, law enforcement, prosecutors, the legislators. Tell us a little bit about what's the Arizona Humane Society is working on and why that's important.
So actually, the Arizona Humane Society is a founding member of the Humane Alliance for Legislation, the HLCA, to try and drive bills that will prevent animal cruelty and also punish those that would actually embark to injure animals. And last session, we actually worked with our partners in the legislature to pass House Bill 2494, which is the hot car bill. And that bill is designed specifically to allow Good Samaritans a process into a car and rescue a child or a pet.
So tell us a little bit about what that process looks like, real briefly. What do you do if you see a pet or a child in a hot car?
So it's really important to realize that in Arizona, in a day like today, which we're barely going to break 100 degrees today, within minutes inside of a locked car, the temperature will reach 120 degrees. So it heats up very, very quickly, and dogs and children will die of heat stroke in a matter of minutes. So what somebody must do, a Good Samaritan must believe that a child or a dog is in distress. They must dial 911 after not being able to get into the car. Then they can break into the vehicle, and they've got to do it in a reasonable manner, and rescue the child or the pet. And they must remain until the 911 responders, the first responders, arrive. And then they're not subject to any civil penalties for breaking into that vehicle.
Of course, the Arizona Humane Society is also running a campaign. We just want to try to get the word out there as much as possible. It's the No More Hot Dogs campaign, and it includes window shades. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so our No More Hot Dogs campaign is designed to raise awareness so that if somebody does suspect or actually witness a child or a pet locked in a car, that they will know what to do. So these shades are available thanks to a wonderful donor of the Arizona Humane Societies. These are available free when somebody adopts a pet. They're also available for $5 at our Petite locations while supply lasts. So come and get one of these shades. Help promote awareness for making sure that we don't have children and pets dying in hot cars in Arizona.
Love it. Okay, well, before we go, I want to just, of course, say the Arizona Humane Society, and of course, Bill, you're working with your teams as well to increase the penalties for animal abuse. Tell us what that might look like in the future and why it's important.
Sure. Well, and for right now, if we have someone who commits felony animal cruelty, I can only charge them with a Class 6 felony. And that court to even reduce it further to a Class 1 misdemeanor. And because it has such a low classification of offense, many courts will treat it as a lesser important crime within our statutes. So we've had cases of horrific animal cruelty, intentionally killing an animal, disfigurement, causing serious physical injury, and have that person receive 0 days in jail and have the court designate it a misdemeanor. It takes away really all of our ability as a prosecutor to hold that person accountable. And it's a mismatch with what the community's expectations are and limits my ability to hold someone accountable for the full scope of their conduct. So what we've been trying to do is to get the legislature to create a new Class 4 felony for intentional or knowing animal cruelty, which would allow us to keep that offense a felony and then have someone be on a felony probation caseload and receive additional counseling or treatment as the case may require, while still allowing for the Class 6 felony for reckless animal cruelty, and then creating also a classification for negligent animal cruelty. And then that way we can address the full spectrum of conduct when it comes to someone abusing an animal.
Such important work that you do. I want to thank you both for being here today. I admire your leadership and all that you're doing for animals in the community. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you,
Stay
Ashley.
with us. We have our breed of the week, the German Shepherd, and more adoptable pets.